Welcome to another episode of the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. My name is Jason Perkins, and I'm an attorney who specializes in Georgia workers' compensation cases. I created this video series because I wanted to provide people who've been injured at work with helpful information about Georgia's workers' compensation laws and the benefits available to them under those laws. Today, I want to talk to you about whether your employer gets to choose your workers' compensation doctor. Well, the simple answer is no, they don't. Many employers will try to tell you that they get to choose their your workers' compensation doctor, and some insurance companies will tell you the same thing. They may direct you to a particular doctor after you get injured, but you actually have the right to choose your doctor in the Georgia workers' compensation case. Now, that right is limited. What your employer does get to do is they get to pick a certain number of doctors to post on what's called a panel of physicians, which is basically a list of workers' compensation doctors. They're required to post that list at their place of business, and you should know about it, and they should explain it to you. That's what the Georgia workers' compensation law requires. That list will generally include at least 6 doctors. It may include more than 6, and it's required to include an orthopedic surgeon on it. When you get injured at work, your employer does not get to choose which one of those doctors you go see. You get to pick one of those doctors off that list to be your authorized treating physician. And you also have a right one time to change to a different doctor on that list if you decide to. Now, sometimes your employer may provide medical care through a WCMCO instead of a panel of physicians. Even if they do that, you still have the right to choose your doctor from within the WCMCO. So your employer does not get to decide which doctor you treat with. Employers often try to direct medical care because they want to get you to certain doctors who they hope will say that you can come back to work and that maybe you're not hurt anymore, even if you're still having problems from your injury. Insurance companies will often do the same thing. You need to fight and make sure that you treat with a good doctor who's fair and who will listen to you. That's very important to you in your workers' compensation case, because your workers' compensation doctor makes a lot of decisions about what medical treatment you need, whether you can go back to work or not, whether a light duty job is suitable, what your permanent partial disability rating is, among other things. So definitely don't let your employer tell you that they get to decide which doctor you're going to treat with. Make sure that you know about the panel of physicians or the WCMCO, that you research the doctors or talk to an attorney that specializes in Georgia workers' compensation cases about your right to choose doctor and maybe which doctor you should treat with. I hope you found this information about whether your employer can force you to go to a certain workers' compensation doctor helpful. If you have, please let me know that by liking this video or giving it a thumbs up. If you have some specific questions about workers' compensation medical treatment or any other part of Georgia's workers' compensation law, I'd recommend that you get answers to those questions. I think one of the best ways to do that is by setting up a consultation with a workers' compensation attorney. I provide free consultations in workers' compensation cases, so if you'd like to set one of those up with me, I'd be happy to do so. 2 easy ways you can do that. The first is by calling the phone number at the bottom of the screen, or the second is by visiting our website, which is www.perkinslawtalk.com, and completing and submitting the free consultation request form that's available there. If you'd like to view other videos from the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series, there's over 100 videos available on our Perkins Studdard Workers' Compensation YouTube channel. You can also subscribe to that channel if you want to be notified of future videos as they come out. I'd like to thank you again for watching today, and I really want to wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injury.